Oh, that's how. Tiberium left from the tip spike actually is worth quite a bit. But yeah, please read the late game company guide, and it will tell you to stop harvesting very, very late game when there's no Tiberium left on the field. Because if you let Tiberium grow, the growth is exponential. That is to say, it gets worth more and more and more the longer you keep it. But it's kind of difficult to explain. Basically, I think the fully grown Tiberium crystal is worth something like 4 times as much as the baby one. So that's a baby Tiberium crystal, which you saw just there. And if D.acer had just waited a bit, that would have quadrupled in value. So you basically want to stop your harvesters, and then just let the Tiberium grow a bit, and then start harvesting again. But yeah, so here we see another push from Cerberus, who is actually doing a very good job of keeping the pressure on. So well done there, because it's always a good idea to consider psychology when playing Tiberium Warzone. And I realise that may seem a little odd, but it's true. If you keep attacking your opponent, and you keep attacking them from all sides, and just basically keep harassing them a lot, it means that they may just end up cracking under pressure and giving up. Although I suppose in high level games, this isn't really going to happen, but you know. Anyway, those Storm Riders are proving to be a good investment by Curb, as they are doing a great job of harassing actually. And although they could really do with some stealth protection support. But yeah, that would involve driving like a Seeker up there or something, which probably wouldn't be the best idea. Yeah, so now we just see all these useless harvesters kind of driving around, not doing very much. And harvesting all this Tiberium far too early. Both players are doing this. Stop your harvesters, guys, definitely. And we see some Gunwalkers from Cerberus, meaning that he has realized the rocket squads are taking down all his Devour tanks. He has managed to build a pretty massive force compared to the amount of Tiberium he's had. So, yeah, that's pretty impressive. However, on the other side, D.acer has pretty much equally sized force. I'm not really sure, it's much more spread out, so it's difficult to see. But yeah, so over here, it looks like Cerberus is about to get flanked by all these rocket squads, and he only has 3 Gunwalkers, and they are on the front line, which means they're going to go down first, which is not good news for Cerberus, because it means he's going to have no anti-infantry to kill all these rocket squads. Oh, 2 Gunwalkers are still alive, and so they'll try and take down some rocket squads. 1 left. Cerberus seems to be going for the ignore all your enemy's units and just own their building strategy, which does work from time to time. So that's not a bad idea, I guess. It's also that he's making a great distraction with all these disintegrators wreaking havoc in and amongst all of D.acer's units over here, which means that all these Devour tanks kind of have free reign to just mess stuff up in space. But now they don't, because the disintegrators are dead. And now these Devour tanks shall be hunted mercilessly by this big clump of rocket troops. And Cerberus could really do with saving up 1,000 in order to use the swarm at some point, because it's awesome and they just own all of this. And down here, those Storm Raiders are still just harassing everything. And actually, this looks like game to Curb, because Devourers seem to be faster than infantry. And he can probably wipe this out before all the infantry get here, since the barriers can do that kind of sideways thing and keep firing, which is pretty awesome, actually. Come on, why did you leave that building? Okay, so he's just using his Storm Riders to clean up, and he's going for the Cognac with his Devourers. And he is doing the weird sideways thing even more. Although I know Cerberus isn't actually doing it himself. He's just, it just kind of happens when you tell Devourers to do stuff. And we see a whole load of Gunwalkers here. which is cool. But Cerberus does not have enough for the swarm. It's 1,500, sorry, I said 1,000 earlier, because it's Thursday, basically. Anyway, so now I'm guessing all these scumwalkers. Yes, the swarm! Cerberus must have sold some stuff because he has got 1,500 out of somewhere. And all these guys have killed all the rocket squads, leaving only militant squads. And with that, D.acer has been defeated, and that was actually a pretty good match to watch, I must say. The action hardly faltered, and here we see a crazy unit graph with lots of up and downs, a not so crazy structures graph, a pretty even resources graph, except D.acer had just a little bit more Tiberium towards the end because he didn't harvest his main field that much. Yeah, at the very beginning he only had, actually wait, no, that's wrong. D.acer had 2 on his main field. How did he have extra Tiberium then? I'm confused. Anyway, that was also because of the tip spike is the difference, because Cerberus did not have a tip spike and D.acer did. So in terms of units, that graph is pretty much just useless. It just shows that both players built lots of units and lost lots of units. And then stats, can't really say that much, except for that. Disintegrators tend to beat Scorpion tanks, so yeah. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. I also went a bit crazy and didn't do any work after school a couple of days ago as well, in order to mess around with Photoshop a bit and try making some SIGs. So I shall post a link and hopefully you guys can check it out and tell me how they look. I personally don't think they look brilliant, but they're alright. I don't know. I'm going to stop rambling and let you guys get on with whatever you're doing before you watch this. So goodbye.